I got you. Exhale. There we go. Exhale for me. Right there. There you go. Very nice. Oh.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh my God. Hold on. I haven't been able to move it.
So that hasn't moved like that in a while.
Oh my gosh, no, like, oh my God, that felt amazing. Thank you.
Chin up for me a little bit. Nice. There you go. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get it.
I ain't never had my neck crack like that before. Woo!
Woo!
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I just literally have been dealing with so much pain for so long.
It's tough. It's tough.
And everybody thinks I'm going crazy.
No,
and
no.
I'm like, no, I'm not going crazy. Something is wrong.
You have nerve pressure.
So I breed dogs, and I also work from home, so I work for Progressive. I do a lot of up and down butt sitting, so
Okay.
I'm at a computer most of the time, but I also breed dogs, so we have a litter like almost every month.
Okay. Are you picking them up a lot? You have to
Yes,
lift
I'm
them?
bending down, picking up
Mhm.
all the time, cleaning the whelping pens or
Okay.
whatever.
Have you had any imaging of your spine? You said you might have.
Yes, so I have the phone if you want to
Sure,
see
I'll
it.
look,
Okay.
whatever you have, I'll look at it. Okay, I see here.
So I have some like disc bulging.
All right, C4, C5, disc bulges. They did multiple MRIs here. These were all laying down, I imagine?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So they actually are saying on the X-ray they call it spondylolisthesis. And has anybody described these words to you at all?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Okay, we'll go through that a little bit. L4, L5 disc bulge, and so they were searching a lot here for what's going on.
Oh, it was because I got into a car accident.
I got you.
But I was
I got you.
already like experiencing pain, and then that's some more.
Okay. Okay, so they're going through the circulatory system here. They're looking for all sorts of, when it's right there on the first page was wrong. Anterior retrolisthesis has to do with the vertebrae sliding forward and back on each other. That happens after a whiplash where the ligaments, the posterior and anterior longitudinal ligaments get torn, and essentially there's a shearing force now placed on the disc.
Mhm.
The disc represents the cartilage that prevents the nerve from being hit. And so, do you have any numbness or tingling down the arms, or is it?
Yeah, it has started. So like just randomly, like my fingers will start tingling,
Okay.
and like I always feel like something down here.
Right, that's 100% nerve.
Yeah.
I'm sorry they were looking circulatory here, lower extremity. They were looking at your arteries, you're looking at Dopplers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
trying to find a circulatory reason when it's right there on your X-ray and MRI that we have nerve pressure.
Yeah.
So the hole that the nerve goes through is made up of the vertebrae from the top and the vertebrae below.
Mhm.
So when the vertebrae start to slide, do you see how that hole becomes smaller?
Yeah.
It makes sense because you're shearing that hole, and then the nerve that comes through there is now getting pinched. And that's going to control your whole arm pretty much, the brachial
Yeah.
plexus and the nerves that leave your lower neck. And it's also why even your head's gone forward and you're coupled with work and lifting. The head goes forward because that opens up that hole. So now you have the sliding force making the hole smaller, and your body compensates by bending forward to make the hole larger again, even though we've got this sliding force. They did enough studies with anterior retrolisthesis, and I've done enough with my own X-ray machine, where you take somebody and you put the curve back in their neck, and that misalignment goes away. That 90% of it disappears when there's a cervical lordosis in your neck.
Yeah.
And so it'll get worse on a flexion. So if they do like flexion extension studies, if you do a flexion, you'll see it actually drift farther out of alignment.
Mhm.
It's masked by the fact the hole gets larger, but the stress on that fabric, that ligament, gets worse when our head goes forward and then gets approximated when our head goes back. And so the correction is to get your spine moving and then to bring you back to the curved position.
Yeah.
And a lot of chiropractors, the majority, 90+%, don't really work on changing posture. They're just an adjustment and a therapy of making people feel good temporarily. But we want to work on, has anybody ever mentioned the lordosis other than me?
I've never had it explained. I just know that my spine is straight. That's
Okay.
all I ever
Okay.
really know.
All right, so it's not supposed to be ortho. They're supposed to be there's supposed to be curves in your lumbar and in your neck, and these curves are lost because of our life inundated with time rounded forward and our heads being forward, and we lose this curve. That straightens the neck, and that's predominantly why the lower neck discs are under so much pressure, and that ages them, coupled with a whiplash and like a grinding force. The analogy I use is like a cigarette. Somebody doesn't just put out a cigarette by stepping on it. You step on it and then twist, right? And that's that shearing force is what tears up the disc the most. So it's not only is it compressed because the head's forward, but then when you're actually head moving forward back, you're actually grinding on that like a tooth, and that ages that disc faster. So when we get the curve back in the neck, just so it's a little easier to see in the lumbar, the weight is taken off the disc when there's a curve in your back.
Gotcha.
It actually takes the pressure off that cartilage, while if you're bent forward, it compresses the disc a lot. Having the arch alleviates interdiscal pressure.
The one thing too that I think it's important to mention is, so after my daughter, she's 12 now, but after my daughter, I started having where my arms would just pop. Okay. And so I can't do this. I have to pop it and then it will go up. So I'm all messed up.
It's okay. It's not a separate problem.
Yeah.
It's a very. I think we went through this, a couple months ago with another patient who had the same kind of thing. When your head is forward, if I push my head forward and you ask me to lift my arms up,
yeah,
that's as far as I can go.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Your ability to lift your arms up is coupled with, it's always your neck. You understand? If you get my dad in here, he's just going to say it's your neck, because there are so many things, even the jaw health, jaw clicking and gastric reflux and high blood pressure and headaches and sinus drainage and mouth breathing. All these things are coupled with, I was reading a book on a doctor who was studying the effects of just mouth breathing and how it affected the teeth and affected the jaw. And I'm like, back up a little bit and you'll see, why are they mouth breathing? Because their sinuses are clogged. And the sinuses are clogged because the head's forward.
Yeah.
And the head being forward tightens the musculature and the drain lines, and that's what then creates. So forward head posture causes a myriad of things. And when the head is forward, you're not going to be able to lift your arms up very well. And then your shoulder's going to click, because when the head goes forward, the shoulders round forward. And so your shoulders are actually going to be pivoting in the right spot, and it's going to be, the muscle cables are held taut like guitar strings.
Gotcha.
And then it's easy to pluck them. I can repetitively click this tendon. And so when we're stretching at the end, I'm going to try to bring your shoulders back at the same time we're bringing your chest in and getting you upright. It's stretching that changes us for the worst, and it's stretching that fixes us.
I also had sepsis, so I think that's important too. I had sepsis in 2019. I almost died. Wow. And literally everything shut down. I gained so much weight. My ankles swell all the time. They always hurt. And so I'm just now starting to get back to I wouldn't say my normal, but feeling okay. And it's just been a battle. So I've started working out, and even to her point, I'm going like this and I get stuck in a workout. I have to crack something in order for that. It's crazy.
That pressure. Dealing with, say, our life being forward, your head's about 2.5 inches forward. That's going to be the shoulder issues that you're talking about. 100%. We have to, and not by muscularly pulling our head back, but this is where I want to be. Mm-hmm. We have to counter stretch. So the mirror image stretching is a principle that in order to get your body upright, and that's where you want to be, we have to actually take you farther, you understand, so that you'll be in the middle.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned a little bit briefly that when you bend forward, the holes get bigger, and they actually get smaller when you bring your body back.
Right.
And so we have to be careful. We can't just throw people on stretches. We need to make sure their whole spine's working evenly, and that you're not going to pinch the lower neck. So right where your necklace lies is right where all the bending happens. Her skin creases primarily here. That's also where the vertebrae underneath are bending the most. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Where the skin folds is also where the vertebrae. And so we're going to try to make this area up here bend more, and then we're also going to get your upper back bending more to take the stress off of, like a piece of paper. If you kept folding it back and forth, eventually the paper can tear.
Okay.
Right? So your body's injured in here because of what we call hypermobility. All right, just start with this arm under, this arm over. Bend both the knees for me. Here we go. Slide down a little bit for me. There. Take a deep breath in for me. Sit up for me. Deep breath, and then exhale. Deep breath in for me. Yeah. Exhale. Wow, nice. Deep breath in, exhale. Letting it go. How'd that feel? You okay?
So good.
That was nice.
Yes.
So you scoot down a little bit and then on your side. Okay, put this right there. Perfect. Take a deep breath in for me. Twist. Exhale. Good, good. Breathe. Exhale. All right, it's good. I got you. Is that for me? Good. Okay. A little tight there. Other side. Deep breath in for me. Exhale. There we go. Exhale. Let's go face out for me. Okay, good. We're gonna work on that right hip was pretty tight in there.
Yes, it hurts very bad.
Yeah, I can imagine it's not moving. You gotta get your hips moving. All right, let me see here. Everything's sticking out on the right here. All right, I got you. Just like I was saying earlier, how all the bending has been happening here. We're gonna try to loosen up the upper neck so that when we work on getting the curve back in your neck, we have an even bending. We don't want all the bending to just happen at the bottom. We want to first unlock the spine, change where all the bending's occurring. So real easy here. I got you. There we go. Let this side go. There you go. Very nice. You okay? I know,
Yeah,
it's a little
good.
tough. You good? There we go. I got you. Chin up for me a little bit. Nice. There you go. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get it.
I ain't never had my neck crack like that before.
All right, well, we're going deeper. We're not, like I said, we're trying to loosen up as much as I can right up here at the top.
It feels really good.
Yeah, this upper neck must be underworking. So in order to overstress, like I said, the injuries are in the middle lower neck on your X-ray MRI. And the upper neck is supposed to be doing most of the work of your spine. And so the question I have is, why is the main engine, right, the part of your neck that's supposed to do all the work, why is that area not injured, does that make sense, on your MRI? Well, it must not be functioning.
Right.
All right, we'll get it. So have you had any tingling or burning pain down the legs? Is anything going down the leg?
It started now that, like after sepsis. I didn't really have that problem until after I had sepsis.
So you've had the arm issues for a little longer.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sepsis started in 2019, end of 2019, right before Christmas.
Okay. So they're both the same category. You have nerve pressure in the spinal column, and it's like power. It's like plugging a vacuum in the wall. You need to have the power for it to operate. I think of it like a plant. You have to have fertilizer, you have to have water, and you also need sunlight. And the sunlight is the nerve flow. The nerve from your spinal column has to be powering the hand.
Gotcha.
In the same way that a plant with plenty of fertilizer and water, but you stick it in the closet, it's still going to die.
Gotcha.
And you can say, well, no. I have the best fertilizer. It's the most nutrient rich. Doesn't matter. You stuck it in the closet.
Exactly.
It's still going to die, right? Well, I give it plenty of water. Doesn't matter. It's in the closet. You got to have the sunlight. It needs the power. It needs the energy that the spinal cord and the brain supply to the extremities. The central nervous system controls the extremities, and so not just your extremities, but your organs and your immune system and all those different facets. And so when the spinal column becomes inflamed, your whole body starts to shut down. The function of you is, so if you have numbness down in your hands or numbness down in your leg, then you also have numbness to an organ, right? To your thyroid or to your stomach, and you get gastric paresis. Your bowels are shutting down, you're constipated, you don't have good peristalsis. Does that make sense? So your function of your organs is tied with the same nerves that go down your legs, because we call the nerve bifurcates after the spinal cord. So it comes out of the spinal column, the nerve branches into two divisions. One goes to your viscera, your organs, and one goes down to the soma, becomes a sciatic nerve and goes down your leg. So both divisions are affected when we have disc injury. You're going to have the somatic and the visceral components.
You have literally just lined out everything that's wrong with you.
We got to get your spinal column healthy, and the spinal column healthiness is dependent on its alignment and its mobility. So parts of your back that don't work don't age, and when we're in the wrong alignment, there's nerve stress, tethering of the nerves as they leave the spinal column. We got to relieve the stress on your cord, the nerves. Your neck belongs way back here. Are you noticing that little click there? Are you noticing that?
Yes.
So that's the retrolisthesis. What's happening is as I bringing you back into curve. The vertebrae is dropping back into place, and then as I move you out of curve, that vertebrae is moving out. That will go away the more your neck wants to be curved.
Okay.
But there's an instability having an anterior retrolisthesis in your neck. There's a sliding force that shouldn't even be happening because those ligaments have been injured. And so the more we get the curve in your neck, the more we'll close the wounds that are in the ligaments that are allowing that to happen. But as I move you, I can feel, let's see, I think it's already closed. But if I was moving your neck around, I could feel it clicking
Yeah, me
kind of
too.
back and forth. There we go. If I'm going too hard, please let me know. I'm going to keep going deeper, okay?
Mm-mm, you go right ahead.
All right, okay. She
Fix
said
me.
It. She said it. All right.
I'm feeling like relief as you're doing it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Check the shoulder here. I got you. Press back with your elbow here a little bit. Press back. Press back with your elbow.
like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. I'm just checking. There you go. Good. Okay. Okay. Same thing. Press back with your elbow. There we go. Good. Okay. We gotta stretch these shoulders back. You put your arms down for me.
Okay.
There, a little mark came out. This is the Gua Sha. This is the way of increasing circulation to these areas that have been tight and frozen. You can comb them, and you can do this yourself. Go online and get a Gua Sha tool. Gua means to comb, Sha means redness. And where there's tightness, usually above and below where you're injured, the more we can clean those areas and get them moving, the more stress will take off the part that's inflamed, which then incorporates your whole arm, right? The lower neck is your arm. So, it's my arm, I know, but this is your arm. The hypermobility and stress in your lower neck is causing the nerve pressure. This is the channel called thoracic outlet. So there's a funnel, and all the nerves, the brachial plexus nerves, funnel through this channel. So the tighter and the more, as the head goes forward, these muscles get tighter. They build up a lot of lactic acid. Then they also further irritate the nerves as they go down your neck. So there's three components to addressing the symptom of your arm. One, getting the bone in your neck back into place.
Mm-hmm.
Two, pushing these ribs down, which is part of the adjustment we did earlier, and I'm going to do some more face down. And then also cleaning the channel that the nerves travel through to get down your arm. And those are the three ways of alleviating. Maybe, have you heard that term, thoracic outlet syndrome at all?
Yes.
Okay, that would be just pressure on these nerves because of the disc wearing out, that shearing force on your neck. That's why we're getting those symptoms. If we don't change the alignment, then we really ultimately can't change the tightness.
Gotcha.
So this is all, like I said, prep work. It's like cleaning a car and clay barring so that you can polish it. This is all prep to get to the stretching, which is really where all the real work happens. And so most chiropractic stops way before that. We don't get to the stretching component.
Correct.
Mainly because we didn't do a good enough job prepping. So you really can't, if a car is dirty and try to polish it, you'll actually scratch the car and damage it. You actually shouldn't be polishing a dirty car. I feel a lot of, just like I said, guarding in here, right here, and it's you're right at the beginning of what I would call this is going to start tightening up, and then further stressing out your lower back if this tightens up too much. All right, same thing. If I'm going too hard, please let me know. Okay.
Yeah, if you could just
All
listen.
right, a little bit. Okay. All right. I got to figure you out today. We want to go as deep as you can, and I just back off a little bit. That's my goal. I am a greedy chiropractor. I want it all. Okay.
I'll let you go to the last minute.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, right there. Whew. Anybody ever identify this for you? No, not so much? No, yep, okay. Hopefully, in Arizona, wherever you move to, just try to have people work on these spots. Like all of this shouldn't be speed bumping here. These little nodules that are in here have to be worked out of here. Now, ultimately, they can only be removed by the stretching. I'm going to show you in a minute, but to get the tissue to not be so tender so that you can handle the stretching, that's why why it needs to be adjusted or worked on. And Ed, I can't handle the stretching; it hurts too much. And so this is all again prep. There we go. Okay. All right. All right, take a break.
I can just see what you're talking about with the nerve stuff up there.
Mm-hmm. Right here, all these ribs have to go down. Yep.
Whew. I feel that all the way down my arm. So we have a left middle upper here, and then a right lower. These are the two. I would say the tightest part is right here on the left middle, and then should be the right lower, kind of the mirror. Thus my hip hurts.
It's a visualization of what you're feeling inside. To me, it's the coolest part of the Gua Sha is that, it's like, it's not all in my head. There's actually something there, and then as care progresses, eventually the mark doesn't come out anymore.
Yeah.
Right, and so the cool part is that, and then at that same time, Ed, I don't feel the itching anymore. I don't have any pain anymore.
Yeah.
Now, if you just do the Gua Sha, it really is just like, it's like sweeping your floors at your home, but you keep walking in with your shoes on, right? You're not getting to the real source of the problem, which is you keep on tracking in mud and dirt. But it's a great way to sweep and clean up. Changing the posture is taking the shoes off at the front door, so that you're not tracking in all the dirt.
I love that.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what I want to. But just symptomatically to help you feel better. This is a great way to help speed up this process.
I literally feel crazy sometimes because everybody's like,
Right.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, no, you're not. Exactly. You got disc injury, you got retro anteriorlisthesis, you got nerve pressure. These knots in here have to be worked on. I'm sorry. I know. Look at this guy. Whew. Feel the difference? How smooth on this side? All right, and you have, hello. I mean, just real, something happened here. A bomb went off, an injury.
And I had the discectomy in my lower back. But, and that like helped with some of the pain, but I still feel so locked up.
It's like a jelly sandwich. You squeeze the jelly sandwich or a jelly donut and the jelly comes out and then you wipe away the jelly, but then you keep squeezing the jelly donut and more jelly comes out. It's like, eventually there's no more jelly.
Right, exactly.
It's like, how long can we keep doing this? And then, the fact that now that the disc is now not as tall as it was, now we have another problem called stenosis and narrowing because the jelly's been removed.
Oh my goodness.
So the surgery is, way down, let's say down by where your pant line is down there, and then that's where that knot is right there on that right lower side.
Crazy.
And then your left upper. So I'm going to show you some things in a second, but those aren't me. Those scratches are not me. You're cutting yourself up.
That looks just like my legs.
Yeah, just letting you know. Well, these were already there. I didn't do that.
I do. I feel so itchy all the time.
Right, but that's because of the acidity being trapped in there. And as we teach you about your posture, as we get your body more upright, that won't be so built up in there. You won't have that desire to
Whoa.
get it out of me. Good. There you go. Nice. Okay, here we go. Breathe. Good. Yeah, right here is where we're going to be targeting in a minute. There we go. Woo! Get it out of me, Ed. All right, yeah, we got work. Should be nothing. Ed, is that all you got? That's tenderness is lactic acid, soreness that builds up in here. All right. And that's the side that was moving. Uh-oh. Oh no, not this side. This joint didn't want to function. So.
That's my whole cheek.
Gotta get out of there, right there. Was this the leg with the sepsis? Which leg had the wound?
This one.
It was the left leg? Interesting, okay. All right, I gotcha. Usually almost always, so you have one side be the locked side, the right side the stiff side, and the left side will become the abused side. So there we go. But this is the real reason why the left gets upset. All right, I'm done.
I have to do breathing exercises.
I've had women like, I'd rather give birth than come in here. That's from a lady who has 9 children. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like a real nice lady, she's British. Oh yes, well, Ed, it is very difficult. I would rather give birth to children than come in here. Most humble woman we ever met. Oh well, the Lord takes care of me. There you go, nice.
That feels like it was locked up for like 8 years.
Yeah, definitely jammed. Like some. See if I can Good. Yeah.
My ankles move. Oh my God, I feel so weird. I don't think I've ever actually felt this move in a while.
Poor joints in there have been jammed. Oh my God.
Wow. That's awesome. Okay.
I gotcha. There we go. Go ahead and tilt your head to the left a little bit.
Left? I don't know which way is left at this point.
Sure, whatever, yeah.
This way, okay.
Just real gentle. Tilt left for me a little bit. Okay, it's good. Okay, let's check. Okay. Go ahead and tilt your head right now. Tilt right. Out to the
Oh, this is right.
Okay.
We're batting 1,000.
We're gonna put your hands up like this. Remember the,
This is right.
You just squashed me face down for a while now. I need you. Give me a break now. Okay, I'm not picking on you. All right. Don't pick on the. All right. Well, there you go. Tilt. There you go. Okay. There we go. Do it. Tilt a little bit. Okay, it's okay. All right. Come on over here. Call this noon. And then all these angles, like a clock, have to be mastered. So you'll. It makes sense. All of these angles. See, you're easy here, right? It's not too difficult here. But then when you get up to. There you go, you gotta work on getting those. Let's see here if I can. Come on, almost there, relax. That's it. I know. I don't mind taking it easy for a second, but we gotta get those arms back.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
I missed one. I would work on just the side. Work on directly the side. See if you can stretch these shoulders back. Getting these shoulders back. Should alleviate your need to do that. It's because your head's forward, the shoulders around and forward. That's where that tension comes from that you're then trying to alleviate. But and you can quickly alleviate it by clicking it. But it really should just be you get the shoulder back and it won't build up so much.
Yeah.
All right. Keep the feet together, knees together, and then rotate your knees left. There you go. Stretch. Okay. Yep.
That's it.
All right, we'll bring these right. It's okay. Well, baby steps. Knees right. Breathe. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, good. And you're working like a drawer. You're working pressure on both sides. Then you keep the knees in the middle for a second. And when you're ready, you go to the other side. But just, you gotta, it's time. Stretching, arching back. There you go. Have you ever been on a roller before? You ever done? No? Okay. So these are just different tools for counter stretching, right? For your life is sitting and driving and kids and that takes us forward, and so we have to do things to counter stretch and bring you back.
Do you want to check your hip again at the end, or was it too sore, too beneficial?
You can give it a try. You loosen up. I just want to let her stretch for a second. Get the curve back in her spine a little bit. You okay? Too much? Is it too much?
No, I'm good.
All right.
This hip is trash.
Yeah, you gotta unlock them. They just been in the cupboard. You gotta unlock. They've been in jail.
Yes.
There we go.
I didn't have enough money to get them out.
So
It's like a kid in a candy store. Can't buy no candy.
no.
Oh, but look, I'm going down.
There you go. Yeah, you're doing good. Just stay in the middle for a second. Just breathe. Just stay in the middle for a second. I have about a block about this big behind your head, and eventually this is gone. You understand? We have your head on the floor, but make it easy at the beginning. Or make it easier. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much depth. The first 10 times you do this, I want you working on time versus.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Work on time, and then we can always increase the depth by removing those blocks. And this is how you counter stretch. And even when you're sitting in work, put this behind your back in your chair, tilt back or in the car, grab the steering wheel and push. Working on your lumbar curve should have been done years before the discectomy surgery. You understand? It was the lack of this being done, or the lack of this being, the curve in your back being there is what allowed that lower back disc to age. And I didn't know how to get it back. It can't be done by massage. It can't be done by the clicking joints. All of that is used to make the spine supple. Like I was saying, the piano, get all the keys working, and then end of the day, ideally hour before you go to bed, is when we're trying to stretch. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just literally have been
Oh,
dealing
I know.
with so much pain for so long.
It's tough.
And everybody thinks I'm going crazy.
No,
and
no.
I'm like, No, I'm not going crazy. Something is wrong.
You have nerve problems. I'll show you my hours. You come in. This is the.
I'm driving an hour every week if I could.
This is the neck one and the different one. So this is how you head back for me. There you go. And it's when my point is that as you master this better, this becomes more effective.
Gotcha.
So it's not as effective as it should be because of how far forward your head goes. You're not getting a lot of pressure on it. So you have to actually take your hand, place it on your forehead, and press. Does that make sense? To get your head to actually sink into it. Your head is forward, and so you have to there you go, work it
I get what you're
into
saying.
the device. Then you can try to let go and put your hand, see if your head will stay there. And then you do 20 minutes kind of idea. Arch your lower back, see if we can get that in a little bit. Deep breath in. I got you. Exhale. There we go. Exhale for me. Right there. There you go. Very nice. Oh.
Woo!
Woo!
Oh my God. Hold on. I haven't been able to move this.
Shazam!
You could have not done anything else and just did that, and I would have been so good.
I gotta get your face. That's cute. So that hasn't moved like that in a while.
Oh my gosh, no, even I hired a personal trainer and she's like, what's the matter? I'm like, my head doesn't go.
It's locked. That was locked. Yeah. That was
Oh my
one of
God, that felt amazing. Thank you.
You did really
them.
well.
You're good.
Well, I'm glad
Thank
you
you so much.
got
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
You did great.
Yay!